Hello, guys. Yes, happy new month. I know it's really been a while, I mean, it's December already. Can you believe it? I can remember when we started the new year 2022, and now it's already the end of the year. But, anyways, we are here. So, I just got back from church and I just had one or two things to say, and I thought, let me quickly do this. And so, basically, this is an unscripted version of this what's it called, of this vlog, right? So I mean, like I said, it's already December, and if you just, it was just as if we blinked our eyes and we're already at the end of the year. Even though the year has been quite interesting, I mean, for me, it has been quite interesting. I also believe it has been an eventful year for most of us. I mean, for a lot of people, it's been lots of unexpected events. But thankfully, we are here, we are alive, and we are well, right? So, we just have to thank God for that. So I see that it's actually, well, my topic today is actually to talk about why creative people act crazy. Why creative people act crazy. So, but before I get into that, let me just say one or two things about how the year has been for me. And I know it's the end of the year for most of us, but I mean it's the end of the year according to the calendar, but then it's even though it's the end of the year according to the calendar, it might not necessarily be the end of the year for some of us or for some people. Like for me, it's really not the end of the year. It's just as if I'm just transiting into another year, because sometimes actually for me, my own year doesn't really start in January. It actually starts one of the ember months, and people have different times or seasons where their year actually starts. For some people, it might be their birthday, but literally and symbolically, it could just be that their birthday marks the beginning of a new year for them, or a new season. So for me, because of some of the projects I am into, it's like I'm just actually starting. My year has started already, so it's whatever I'm doing now is just going to be like I'm entering into year 2023 with a continuation of what I started. And over a couple of years it's been like that, except for last year, of course. Last year, the ending of last year wasn't was it was really an ending for me. It was just like, me just coming into getting to December and just saying I can't wait for 2022 to come. Because of the bars goes, left, right, and center. But then it has been like that again in 2022. But it's the journey for me has been much more interesting. In the year 2022, of course, I went into some acceleration programs, about two or three of them. you know Went into some new business projects, that has been draining, like nerve-wracking. But yeah, it's been a journey. But I just wanted to like demystify a bit, December a bit, for some people. You may be entering December and you're thinking like it's the end of the year, it's December, nothing else. I just want to say that it may be December, it doesn't mean it's the end of a season for you. Actually, it could be the start of a new season. It could be that new opportunities are opening up to you in December. Many of us actually get to December and we like literally give up, like whatever could not have happened since the beginning of the year. What else could happen? Let's just end the year and celebrate and thank God for life, and let's just move on. But I just want to say to you that it really doesn't have to be like that. You just have to keep your faith, keep your trust, and just believe that, and just keep stepping out. Like one of the things I told some of my friends over the last weekend, some of my friends, is that it may be the end of the year, but let's not be afraid to keep stepping out, like to 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 still step out, to expect, to just desire more, to desire more, to those things that we've been expecting since the beginning of the year and has not really happened. Let's not give up on them. I think that's the word for me. Don't give up on them yet. And yeah, for you, it may actually be the end of the year, and it may be a season for you to prepare for the next year. Whatever it is, I think the important thing is just discern what the season is for you. Discern what what December seems to be for you, and take advantage of that season whichever way. And whatever it is, whether it's a continuation of the year for you, or the end of the year, or the beginning of a new year, whatever it is, the important thing is have fun, enjoy December. It's Christmas season. So just have all the celebration, the Yuletide season and all of that. But hey, let's get back to the actual reason for this vlog, which is titled "Why Creatives or Creative People Act Crazy," or "Why Creatives Act Crazy," or "Why Creative People Act Crazy." Yeah, so why we act crazy. Yes, I'm a creative, and sometimes I just go off, and so what made me decide to do this vlog is that I realized that a lot of people sometimes don't understand creative people or gifted people, because of people with talents, specific talents, be it singing, writing, dancing, what have you, all of those creative skills, designing and all of that. People don't understand creative people. Sometimes we get misunderstood, and you don't understand why we do some things sometimes. For instance, let me start with this. This is my braid. So it's nice, right? I kind of like it. So it's a bold statement for me. I remember the previous week when I was going to get it done, I went to my salon and I got the attachments, and I was telling, so a friend of mine came around and I was telling her that, oh, let me show you, let's get to my salon. It was on our way, why seeing her off. So I said, let me show you what I wanted to do with my hair, because she just braided ours too, and I was like, oh, I'm just about to do mine, let me show you what I want to do in my hair. And then I got to the salon and I brought out the attachments. It wasn't cut yet, it was still in the pack. And then she was like, what? Actually the exclamation was ewo, like, she's she's Igbo, and that's like ewo in Igbo is like what? So shout out to Peace, my sisterly friend. Shout out to you. So, and she made that exclamation and she was like, why this color and all of that. And I said, you remember I did like onion colored braids earlier in the year, like I think January, February, I did that, you remember? And it wasn't planned. I just felt like doing braids again, and I just felt like doing colored, and it wasn't planned. Okay, so now let me put a clause here. Not like there's anything wrong with it colored, but I would explain why this is really interesting. So she said it, and I was like, you see, I'm using this color because it's actually more like gold, creamish gold, kind of bright. And I said, I'm doing it. It's actually, I think it's kind of brighter in reality than what you see in the camera. So it's really bright. And I said, I'm doing this because it actually describes the state of my mind. Yeah, it describes the state of my mind, and the state of my mind in the sense that I am willing to dare anything right now. I am at a point where I can dare anything. So it's just a bold statement. So it's literally a bold statement, for me. So, and I'm willing to carry it just to reinforce what I am really thinking and feeling, as a creative. So it's just an expression of what is a lot of things, or what is going on in my mind at this moment, and the fact that I can really dare anything. I'm not afraid of anything right now, probably because of what I've had to handle in the course of the year. Now let me get back to so why this is funny for if you happen to be watching outside of Nigeria. You may be wondering that, okay, so I mean everybody does colored around here, but this is Nigeria, and in Nigeria we live in a conservative environment. I mean, it's Africa and we are conservative. The culture around here is conservative, is modest, is traditional, is conventional. So you have to wear, so as a woman, you wear things like you're black, or if you want to be a bit expressive, you do like the brown weaves, the brown braids. You do your braids with the brown attachments, and not necessarily the very loud colors. I may not necessarily go for those very, very off colors like the pink or the or the green or the what have you, but then so in Nigeria we have that's conservative, or there's still this African culture of conservatism, let me put it that way, where you just have to be modest in your appearance, you just have to do things. The moment you start doing, I mean, having a particular look, you wear the big looks, you wear, when I mean the big looks, you go off color, of the norm, so to say, of the norm. You are perceived in a particular way. Some people could even perceive you as a call girl. For some, it could be that, oh, you're a celebrity. Celebrities are identified with those kind of looks, or possibly people that, are not, considered responsible enough, So, and then, of course, in the corporate environment, there's some corporate environment that you cannot wear unnecessary color. It has to be, maybe the official black or something. You just have to look very corporate. Some colors are not allowed in a corporate environment, But then I'm my own boss, so so I get to wear my colors, right? So now for me it's a bold statement, and which brings me to why. So this for me it's a crazy move, or a crazy attempt, on my part. Now, for other creatives, it could be other things. You see a lot of creatives. Now, that's just an example. So I remembered a friend of mine, where I was working before I started my business, my writing and publishing and marketing business or venture as an entrepreneur. I remember a friend of mine, he okay, should I call his name or not? Okay, anyways, he's a software developer, and he wanted to bring out he was developing a software, and he wanted to, release that or launch that software. But before he did that, he he left his bed for 9 months while he was developing. And when I asked, I was like, why are you carrying this beard? It's looking very bushy and unkept. And he said to me that he's going to leave this beard till it launches, that he's not going to cut it till it launches, and that's the process, that's where he is right now, like until he finishes this software and launches and is ready to launch, he's not going to cut this thing off, So that was something for him, that was something he used to tie himself to the project. So like I said, sometimes you needed to see him. You would think that is this guy in his right senses? Like his hair was full, his beard was all over the place and all of that. It was really very airy, and it was looking very unkempt. But then he achieved his goal, and afterwards he cut off he shaved off the beard. So for us creatives, we sometimes act in some kind of way, weird. Some people may refer to us as nerds. Sometimes you see some creatives that are nerds. Sometimes they are weird in their approach. Sometimes so when creatives act crazy, it finds expression in their person and their personality. Sometimes it's the way they dress, the way they look, the way they act, how they behave. Sometimes maybe it could also be them not, you know, mingling with people, or just having their style of relating with people, you know. Or but mostly it's in terms of their appearance. Creatives are the most creative when it comes to dressing. I mean, you see our celebrities out there, those in the entertainment industry, you know, shout out to Nollywood stars and actors and actresses, and those in the music industry. You have them wearing different fashion, cut this, cut here, you know, inscriptions, you know, all kinds of things. We know it. So sometimes it could come in as the activity of somebody that is a creative that seems to be crazy, could be similarly regarded as inconsistent. Sometimes it may just be that you're just being a word to some people. Sometimes it could be that you're unpredictable. Yeah, a lot of creatives are unpredictable. You don't know what to expect next. You know, it's just an expression of who they are and how they express their creativity. And we all have our creativity, our level of creativity, and how we express ourselves, and our patterns, you know, our creative patterns and all of that, you know. So but the most important thing is, so the question is why do creatives I'm not sure I've answered that, but I wouldn't mind you telling me why you act like that. But I think that I've been able to say that why I sometimes act crazy, not necessarily crazy in the sense that insane, but crazy in the sense that I'm thinking outside the box. I'm acting outside of the norm, you know. I'm doing things differently from the way people would do it. It's just because we are creative. We want to find expression. And the way we find expression is not just in our craft. I am a writer, but I do more than writing. And so sometimes I express my creativity through writing, but beyond writing. So it could also, like I said, describe this. You could you could act crazy because it just describes the state of your mind. You know, there was a period that I was just off. Like, you're just off. You don't just want to talk to anybody. You just want to be on your own. Now, this is not even just like, okay, you can say she's a girl and all of that. No, it's not about being a girl. Sometimes you just need that time off. And during that period, I call those seasons incubation period, because a lot could be going through your mind, and creatives often make use of their minds a lot. So for me, I'm a writer. So I mean, I have a whole world of imagination. Like, my imagination is so strong, and in fact, like they say, it's image nation. Like, there is a nation of images, you know. So I have a whole lot going on in my mind, in my imagination. So it's a different world entirely, you know. And so when I'm bringing it out, it could find expression in different ways. So I think that is part of why creatives act crazy, because it's just them trying to find expression, you know, beyond their hearts, but who they are, expressing themselves, their creativity, and the state of mind, you know, their personality. All of that put together could be the reason why creatives act crazy. You just have to understand, when dealing with creatives, you just have to understand that this is who they are. They sometimes, because you cannot, there is no formula, in the sense, aside from the 5 creative process, you know, of ideation, incubation, testing, you know, experimentation. All of those five creative design stages, you know, there's really no formula to creativity, right? So sometimes you may seem like a creative person may seem off, but it's always good that creatives find their environment, and you just let them express themselves whichever way it comes, and just understand them through they also go through a process. You know, a creative person may want to produce something, create something, and maybe, for instance, a sculptor, and he's trying to carve something, and it's just in that brooding state. He's just thinking, and then he's just not He's just disconnected with his present world or environment. Creatives get disconnected a lot. Like they are not there, they are not here. They are in another one. I can't remember how many times I'm talking to my friend. She's like, are you here? you know, and my mind has traveled. Like I'm already imagining or thinking so many things. Yeah, so in order not to make this unnecessarily long, but that's just it. Tell me what you think about this video. Like I said, it's unscripted, so please share your thoughts with me. Why do you, if you're a creative person, why do you think you act crazy, first of all? And if you're not necessarily a creative or in the creative industry, tell me, what do you think? Why do you think creatives act crazy? And then if you're a creative person, what's your own definition of crazy? Like, how would you define your craziness? To what extent are you crazy? So, but the word crazy is being used in a good context here. Just saying, why do you act out of the ordinary? Why do you act outside the box? Why do you think outside the box and all of that? So yeah, thank you very much for staying tuned. If you've watched to the very end, I thank you. I hope you got one or two things though. I hope you enjoyed the session. So please do subscribe. I hope to bring more videos in the year 2023. I really, really hope. So please do well to subscribe, like, follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, and I look forward to responding to your comments. All right, ciao.